Hey, welcome back to the table. Let's continue and try to wrap this up. I don't know how well I'll be able to, but we'll see how much we can do in an hour. So I probably should have pre-planned what I'm going to do, but I think part of the fun is analyzing these cards, right? So I'm sort of near the door. I have one more action to do, and then I'm going to have to rest. So we have all the creatures out, and I'm thinking, you know what? I want to summon a Wraith. That's a burn card, but I still think I want to do it. And I could maybe grant an ally 5 damage, which would be another burn. That would greatly reduce the number of turns I have left, but I think that's okay. Or all of your summons attacks are unaffected by retaliate. That's sort of good, but yeah, I think and even if I'm not going to use it for this, and I'm just going to use it for the move too, that's fine. I'll determine that later. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'm going to put her up high at 83. So 83, done. Then our banner spear. Oh, I think I ended the last round without resting the banner spear. So my apologies there. The banner spear has 2 more health. Item got replenished. And then I have to burn a card. So let's do that. The one card that was really impossible to do has been this one. But it's a great card if I can pull it off. A disarm is excellent. But I actually think this one is the one I'm going to burn. It's a nice low card, which I do like. The move 4 is good. Hold on. What else would I burn? The move 4 is excellent. Would I really burn this one? I need to heal. I'm at 8 health. Alright, I'm going to burn regroup. Man, I like this card. I really do, but you got to pick one. Alright, so that's done. Now we get to pick the 2 we're going to do, and I'm going to pick the move 4. And move 4 does not get me to the door. That's how far away I am. So, do I have anything else that I can do to move even more? No. So move 4 is one of them. And then let's just pick a high number. It looks like this is the only high number. And I don't know if I want to burn that. I don't have anything to attack. So I'm going to do... Oh gosh, that's another low number. But it's going to be a ranged attack. This one is a really nice one. I just don't know if anybody's going to be within range 3. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3. Ugh, no. There's not even going to be anybody within range 4, to be honest with you folks. Yeah, I'm burning two numbers here that are really low. I'm going to do the 21. I am not in a rush to go early with anybody that's that far back. Okay, Blinkblade has to rest. So we're going to be putting a time back on. And the thing with Blinkblade is we didn't use any of his items. Boy, I have not been using items really well. So Blinkblade will go to 99. And we're going to long rest with Blinkblade. And he's also going to be in the way of the Banner Spear. Then the Drifter. The Drifter is, of course, at the door. So we can go up and let's start messing some people up. So the Drifter is at 8 health. Like we got this nice one here. 2 damage and poison and then 2 damage and wound. and then it's a burn card. But remember, we're at the spot now where burn cards are worth doing. Do I need to move 4? The answer is not necessarily, but I'm going to do it anyways. We're going to move 4, and then I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do a Vile Assault and just try to do as much damage as possible. And I'm going to punch in 27. One thing I forgot to point out, when we set up this scenario, there's a treasure chest right here. So I don't know what's in it. It had like a number we'd have to look up, but somebody needs to go there and loot that. Okay, so we are done. Let's do draw cards. And with all that in place, the Algox Guard is going to go first. And you can see here he's going to shield up and retaliate too. So he doesn't do anything. And he's so far away, I don't even know if we're going to be able to hit him anyways. So that's fine. We got 4 guards or scouts to worry about. Next up is the Banner Spear. So as much as I wanted the Banner Spear to go later, it wasn't that much later. So we're going to go ahead and move 4 spaces. And as you can see here, we can go 1, 2, 3. Ideally, I'd like to go there, but we'll go here for 4. It gets me close, but 1, 2, 3, even if I didn't have to go worry about line of sight, I'm not close enough to hit anything. So that's it. I move 4 spaces and I'm done. So Banner Spear didn't really do anything exciting there. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gets us a lot closer. Because I have the winged shoes. I bought these things and I've never used them, so let's use them. Now when you go through the door, it's any part of this hex to any part of that hex, so this guy is in range, so we are going to get to hit. So I'm going to draw a card. I got a +0. The attack was a 3 damage attack, so number 4 takes 3 damage. Just like that. Alright, so turnover. Next up is the priest. The priest is going to move 2 spaces and heal somebody for 3. So 1, 2, and the range is 3. You know what's perfect is blink blades within 3. So let's see if so the Bone Shaper is full health, and Blink Blade is actually, the Blink Blade's going to heal from resting, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but yeah, she healed Blink Blade. Okay, the priest is done. Next up is the Drifter, and I'm not allowed to use items on this particular one. So I have the, if you recall, I have the move 4. So I'm going to start moving towards that treasure loot. So 1, 2. Man, I can't even see. They're so tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where I want to go. And then we got 2 guys to attack. I think I'm going to just attack 1 and just do it twice. So we're going to attack this elite one, because elites are always worse than non-elites. So the scout that's elite, they're the ones that make you so you can't use your equipment. So we're going to do the Vile Assault, which is a burn card. So it's going to be... oh, I just realized something. I could use my +2 movement and actually get that treasure chest. But then I can't do this. So I guess I'm not going to be doing that. So we're going to go ahead and do, like I said, it's a burn card. I'm going to, basically I'm moving this twice. So we're going to get an experience point for that. And technically speaking, it says on your next 6 move abilities, add 2. So I think even though I don't use it, it's not optional. Like I still have to move the token to the right. So I'm going to gain myself another experience point for that. and even though I'm not using the extra 2 movement points. So I also realized that when I am attacked by enemies within range 2, I gain retaliate 2. So I'm looking again at who attacked me. I know I got attacked twice by these elites. No, just this one. And then this guy, they both attacked me, and then this one did damage to me. So I actually gain another experience point and do 2 damage back. So I'm up to 8 experience, and then the scout number 4 took a retaliate 2. So that was from whenever they went last round. Okay, so for this round, this is now a 4 damage attack, and that's a 4 damage attack. And this is actually going to be a 5 damage attack if I attack the same enemy twice, which I'm going to do here. So let me grab the deck. Here she be. So we are attacking elite number 2, which is this guy here. And according to the app, it's this guy with 12 health. And you can see here there's no shields or no nothing that we need to worry about. And remember, it's a 4 damage attack because of our little doohickey. So there you go. There's a 5 damage attack, and now he's poisoned. So this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and where's the poison? There she be. All right. So now the poison is going to cause him to take 1 more damage on the next one, which is another +1. So that was excellent. So it's a 4 damage attack. The poison makes it 5, and then this makes it 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he also he's wounded, which means he's going to die as soon as he activates. And sorry about the glare there again, folks. So that's it. Now I got to remember to burn this card. So let's do that. First card burned. And has the Drifter not rested yet? Holy cow, I don't think it has. That's a good run. The Drifter has no cards burned at the moment. That's not right. That's not right, because I know it had to have rested at one other time. So I'm going to go ahead and burn one of these cards. I'm going to go ahead and burn this one. I think I discarded the burn in the wrong spot. He should have 1 less card. And then what that also means is, yeah, I'm not going to be getting that loot next turn. Okay, so next up, after the Drifter, the scouts are going to go. And here you can see they're going to move 3 spaces and only do a 1 or 2 damage attack. And then, of course, the elites are going to disarm, or I don't even know what you call it, make it so you can't use weapons. They're going to crack your tooth. Okay, so a lot of these guys, first of all, this one here, when he activates, because he's wounded and he only has 1 health, he dies. Oh, come on. There we go. So number 2 is dead. Now technically he's still there when number 1 takes his turn, and all I'm saying is that number 1 can't move in his space. So number 1, of course, it's a range 3 attack. Number 1 doesn't have to move. Number 5 doesn't have to move. This one is going to attack the banner spear through the door. So nobody's moving. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do a 2 damage attack against the Drifter from number 1. And that became a 3. So that stinks. Alright, so Drifter, 1, 2, 3. And this effect comes back on. Alright, and then we're going to move on to number 4, who's going to do a 1 damage attack against the banner spear. The banner spear has leather armor. So we're going to activate it to give him disadvantage. Here it is. So no damage to the banner spear. And then we got number 5 here, which he's actually going to move one space away, so he doesn't have disadvantage. And yeah, he's attacking the drifter for 1 damage. So the drifter is now down to 4 health. So not ideal, especially since he now has to rest, because I recognized that he did not have a burn card from the first time he rested, so I had to get rid of 1 right away. So yeah, last but not least, we got our skeletons. So let's move back up to camera here. So skeleton number 1 is going to move 1, 2. This one's going to move 1, and this one's going to move 1, 2, like so. All right, so it's a bit of a traffic jam there. And then we're going to go ahead and summon the Wraith. So I'm just getting all kinds of goodies on the board. And put the Wraith right here. And that gives 2 experience points. Alright, and it also technically puts Dark on the board. And then over here, we can grant 1 ally an attack 5. This is great, except nobody's near anybody. The guy is dead next to the drifter, and the other one, of course, moved away. So there's nobody to grant that to. So I'm just going to give myself 2 movement points and move to here. And again, it's a traffic jam going on. So not very helpful there, but it is what it is. And I at least didn't burn the card. Alright, that brings us to Blinkblade, who's now going to rest. There was no items to refresh, nothing. Doesn't even have to heal anymore. That resting, of course, gave us, like I said, a time token. And we got to get rid of a card here. I think this one might be the one. It's a nice card, but it's not super helpful. So yeah, we'll go ahead and burn that, and now we're off to the next turn. Alright, end of round. Here we go again. So now we're at... The Bone Shaper has 1 card left, so Bone Shaper needs to rest. So we're going to go to 99 for the Bone Shaper. And again, I don't see any value in going faster, so we're going to long rest. Next up is the Banner Spear, who needs to get some serious movement going. So this part would be nice if this was first and that was second, because when I move away, they're not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to move those skeletons anymore. So I only got 4 cards. Banner Spear is like actually in a little bit of trouble here. I do want to play these banners, but I need to get into the room first. So I have to move into this room. 2 movement points is all I need. And then I can do some sort of attack. This one's a ranged attack, but then I'm not playing the Banner of Hope, I guess. I guess I'm going to play this for the basic move. And then I'm going to... I can't even play these 2. I don't have allies near anybody. I guess I'm going to do that one. So I'm playing 2 low cards. I don't like it at all. I'm going to do this one and that one. Alright, and so the number is going to be 18. So let's see, Banner Spear, 18. Alright, next up, Blink Blade. Blink Blade is still in the wrong room. I need to do a lot of movement. I could go slower. And don't need that yet. This one makes everybody suffer 1 if I move 4. Hold on, let me look. 1. Well, that actually is decent. This is decent. It's not great. But the suffer 1 is not bad at all. And if I go slow, I'm getting a -1 to everything. So only moving 2 spaces, I'm not going to be near an adjacent enemy. I got to move at least 3 to get near an enemy. So this one would do the trick, but then I'm losing this card, which does some nice stuff. And actually, there's a move here. So let's think differently here. I could go slow. This one will let me move 3. I heal everybody that's next to me. That's nobody. So not very helpful. The move 3 is nice, but then see, it's a burn. I don't want to burn over that. I at least want to get the heal in if I'm going to do that. That's a move 2. Nope. I have to do this one. If I'm going to use slow, I get to move 3 spaces, and then I can do attack, move, attack. That's what I'll do. So I'm actually going slow with this guy, which lets me put another time token on, which I will do right now. And that puts me at 49. Alright, Drifter has to rest. Now, I've been arguing about how you should long rest all the time, but he's in a room full of enemies, and I may short rest this one, believe it or not, because I need to either loot or heal or do something. I will get items back if I were to long rest, but I don't think that's the right call here. So here's what I'm going to do. You have to shuffle, and you randomly, I'm going to short rest. So we're going to randomly lose one of these. So I'm going to lose this one. And if I want to, I can lose 1 hit point and draw a different one. I wish I remembered what the other cards were. This is a really nice high damage attack, but I'm okay with it. We'll go ahead and lose that. And then let's play. So, I do want to pick up some loot. So I could like maybe poison somebody at range. That's not a bad thing to do. I am not next to anybody at the moment. So like this one, I could heal somebody, which I do want to heal myself. This one lets my next 6 heals give me a whole bunch of goodies. This one will let me move backward, so I do a range attack. I actually want to do that one. So we're going to do a range attack, and then I'm just going to do any basic move here. We'll do this one, although these are both really high numbers. I don't like the idea that it's too high numbers, because he's just going to get attacked again and again. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, we'll do this one. And I'm probably not going to heal. I'm going to just use it for the movement. That's unfortunate, but I think that's what I got to do. Alright, off we go. Let's draw cards. Oh, he's 14. Alright, so there we go. We got 18, 49, 99, 14. I did not mean to click there. Draw. And if we go back up, okay, so Drifter is going to go at 14. So as you know, we're going to do a range attack. I don't get to move any of my tokens, but I am going to get to move one backwards. So we'll do a range attack, and I will move the move one backwards. And it's a 2 damage attack. I'm going to draw a card. Got a +0. I forgot to tell you who I was attacking. Let's attack that guard back there, number 5. So it's down to 6 health. The guard has an infinite, like a huge amount of hit points. That's why I didn't choose the guard. And then instead of healing, I'm actually going to do the move. Now remember, this is not optional, so I move this up. I gain another experience point. It puts me to 9. And I am going to move 2 spaces because I want to loot that treasure chest. So we're going to do that. Alright, that brings him to the end. His little toothache thing goes away. Next up is the banner spear. So with the banner spear, we wanted to move 2 spaces, which we will do. Like I said, I was hoping those were in an opposite order. Now I'm next to this one. And it says 2 allies within 2 get to move, and there's nobody within 2. So that's not very helpful. Then here I'm going to do a 2 damage attack, range 4. Oh, I don't need to be next to anybody. Oh. Like, I want to be in the room so I can lay my banners, but I'm actually going to stay back here. And I'm going to have this one move 2. And there's still a traffic jam, no matter how I do this. And this one move 1. And then I can do a range 4 attack for 2 damage. So that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to attack this guy. So let's draw a card. Oh my gosh, I got a +2. And I have advantage, so I at least draw that as well. But I will take the +2. So that's a 4 damage attack against number 4. And number 4 is dead. Boom. Another one down. And there's another loot. Okay, so next up, after the banner spear, is the priest. So the priest is going to move 2 spaces and then heal somebody for 3. So I'm looking to see, like, the banner spear actually can use some healing. Drifter's too far away. Blink Blade's full health. And the Bone Shaper's full health. So 1, I think, is always going to move, because moving that way doesn't get her closer to her targets. And then 1, 2, 3 away is the banner spear, so banner spear will go ahead and heal back up to full health. That wasn't bad. Okay, so priest is done. Next up is Blink Blade. So I think what we wanted to do is, we are moving slow, so we're going to move 3. Then all allies add +1 to their move abilities that move from a hex adjacent to you to a hex not adjacent to you this round. So 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. I'm going to attack this number 5. I want to just kill who I can. So that's the first move. Then we're going to do... Whoops, I did it the wrong way. Wrong side. This one was the one we were doing 3 movement. And then it's just 3 movement. Then this one, we're going to do a 3 damage attack, and then move 2 spaces, and then damage 3 more. So we're going to do a 3 damage attack against number 5. And I do have the ability to gain advantage on 1 attack. We're going to wait. So, oh gosh, that is a bless card, is it not? Yes, it is. Was I really blessed this game? Or was that a carryover that I should have removed a while ago? I don't think I was blessed this game. So I'm going to remove that card and just draw another one. Oh my gosh. They were literally back to back. Okay. I guess I'm meant to do double damage against number 5. Number 5 I don't think even needed double damage. Well, actually he did. How much was the attack was for 3? Yeah, that killed number 5. That was excellent. So number 5 is dead. So I'm going to drop a loot. I get to move 2 spaces, so I'm standing on a loot. And now we're going to go ahead and attack for 3 damage this other guy. And I am going to use my spyglass, so I have advantage. So let's do that. I'm also going to use my poison dagger to poison him. So we're going to do both. And then I'm going to use my renewing potion to refresh both of them. Alright, let's go. Here's the first one. +0. Second one. +1. I will take it. That's 4 damage to number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then he's poisoned. There you go. Perfect. Alright, and then we grab a loot. So he's up to his 4th one now. And the drifter would have grabbed this loot, which is a treasure chest. So I gotta look real quick at the scenario. It says 32. So now I can't remember where the treasure chests are. Are they in the rule book, or where's the numbers? I'm looking in the scenario book right now and I don't see it there. So we will go to the rule book. I bet it's there. There it is. Okay. So I know this is looty to some people, but 32. Gain 3 loot cards. So I'm going to just go ahead and... So for the drifter, 1, 2, 3. So he's up to 5 now. Okay. Now it's time for some pain. So the Algox guard goes, and he's going to move 3 spaces and then do a 4 damage attack. So he's not moving anywhere because he's got the banner spear. He's going to do a 4 damage attack against the banner spear. The banner spear has already used everything that gives disadvantage. And kaboom. Oh my gosh, did we get lucky. Alright, that was going to be bad. And it turned out excellent. I have a horseshoe right now. I need to go play the Mega Millions. Alright, and then we keep going, and now the scouts go. And there's only 1 scout left. And he's going to do a 2 damage attack against 2 targets for range away. That's what this one is right here. So, for range away would be the banner spear and the skeleton. So 2 targets. So we're going to do the banner spear first. So this is a 2 damage attack. -1, that's excellent. So banner spear just took 1 damage. And is down to 9. That was excellent. Then we're going to pull this out, and now we're going to attack the skeleton. And that's a 2 damage hit to the skeleton. So I'm going to use this item for the first time that the Bone Shaper has been carrying. When one of your summons suffers damage from an attack, that summon gains shield 2 instead. So boom, no damage to the skeleton. There we go. Alright, that brings us to just the Bone Shaper. So she's resting, but the skeletons will still move and attack. So this one's going to move 1, 2, and attack number 1. So I'm going to go grab... look at that. Got another. So that puts us to 4 damage against number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now he's at 8 health. Still has a long way to go, but that was still excellent. Now we got to move everybody else. And did I do it in the right order? Yes, this is skeleton number 1. Skeleton number 2. 1, 2. This one doesn't have a number. Skeleton 3. 1, 2. And then this one, 1, 2. I think makes sense. So they do make some progress and at least get into the room. Alright. Now her turn's over. She has to burn a card as part of this rest, and I don't think she needs to heal. Nope. So which card are we burning here? I'm going to burn this one. I don't need to worry about retaliate, and this is just a poison for 1 damage. So we'll go ahead and burn that one. And I'm going to shuffle her deck because she drew the doubler. Alright. New round. We still have to destroy this. So I can't go bonkers with my, hey, let's just burn all of our cards. But I think we're doing great in terms of timing, running out of cards, all that stuff. Sorry, my voice just all of a sudden went Brady Bunch. Okay. So let's figure things out here. I think this is grant 3 of our summons an attack. They need to all be there, though. So do I have anything that moves my summons? Well, this one will move me and one of my summons 2 spaces. I do like the one that lets my summons loot. Because normally they can't loot. This would let them loot. That's pretty good, because I can grab that 1 loot token without having to go land on it. But then I'm not cursing, because I always like to use the top card there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and we'll do the loot one, and then we're going to grant 3 of our summons the ability to curse. So that's a 43 we're going to type in. Oh, I got to hit end round. And now we're back up to 43. Oh, and I forgot. The Bone Shaper needs to create a summon, and we have the Wraith on the board too. And then so the Wraith has 1 health, 2 movement, and range 1, 2, 3, and an attack of just 1. So the Wraith has a range attack. Alright, Banner Spear. I keep talking about getting into that room. I am in the room, actually. You know what? I moved the wrong person all this time. It was Blinkblade that moved all the way here, not the Banner Spear. So my apologies there. I think that would have changed a few things. I think Blinkblade wasn't able to hit this guy back here, but he was able to hit this one. So that means my range 4 attack with this guy should have been against him and not that one. I'm not going to retcon it, but I moved the wrong character when I moved Blinkblade. I moved the Banner Spear. So, These are the only 2 cards left, and then I have to rest again. This is doable. Maybe. I don't have enough movement points to get there. So I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just play them both because there's the only 2 cards I have left. So we're looking at a 15. And yeah, she's running out of cards. Blinkblade should have the same situation, but he doesn't. Look at all the cards he has. I think she had to block damage or something, and we lost cards early in the game because of that. I have 2 tokens, so we need to go fast, fast, fast. Let's try to finish this guy off. So we got a power leak. I can gain a poison, which adds a target. Don't necessarily need to do that, but that is an excellent high damage. This one is nice too, because if I could position myself just right, I can hit both of these guys. I do like that. I just need to be able to position myself. So it just means I need to play a move of some kind. I like this. So I'm going to do, well, no, because that's a heal. I don't get to move with this one. Alright, well, I do want to do a double hit. So that part's not in question. It's just, okay, which one of these am I going to do? I guess I'll do... But this is a nice double attack. There's a lot of good cards. This guy's got a... This is a decent character. We'll do these 2. So I want to do the double attack, and we're going to put him at 24. Alright, so that's in. And then we got the Drifter, who short rested. So I can do a move that moves something back. And then we're going to do... We'll do an attack and a loot, I guess. It's not very exciting, I know, but not a lot of cards left. Punching in 66 for him. And then we're going to go over here and draw cards. Scroll up to the top, and you can see the priest goes first. Priest is going to move, and just 1 space, and try to attack somebody 3 spaces away. The priest is nowhere near being able to hit anybody, so it just moves 1 space, and that's it. Then the Banner Spear gets to go, and then the Alcock's Guard is going to set up Retaliate again. So Banner Spear, we're going to move 2 spaces. So I want to go here, but I can't. The 2 spaces doesn't get me next to anybody. Wow. You know what? Because I know I screwed up the last round where I moved the wrong person, I'm going to move 2 spaces and assume that I attacked and killed that guy. Because I think it just would have worked out where that guy would have stayed alive had I moved the correct person last time. So I will act like I was moving to attack something that's no longer there but should have been there. And just make that a good use of my time. There's no experience or anything to be had, so it's not that big of a deal. And I will draw a card from the attack deck just to simulate it, and we'll call it a day. Alright, so Banner Spear is done. Alcock's Guard is retaliating and shielding. That's all it does. Shield 1, retaliate 2. Blink Blade is still regenerating. That retaliate 2, of course, is going to possibly remove that. So I wanted to do a thing where I could attack both of these guys with Blink Blade. But now one of them has retaliate in play. So that's not as exciting. They always like to ruin my fun. But I think I'm going to do it anyways. So we're going to go ahead and do this. It's a move 3. And I get shield 2. So I'm going to pierce through his shield. And I'm technically putting the wind on, even though it hasn't seemed to matter much. And then we're going to do this. So the move is 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to attack both of those guys. It's going to be for 3 damage because we're going fast. And I'm going to get an experience point for that. So Mr. Rapture here. It's going to go up to 3 experience points. We know we're going to lose this because of the retaliate. Actually, if I kill the guy, technically he doesn't retaliate, but I don't think I'm killing an Alcock's Guard in one hit. What was I going to say? Man, I just lost a thought. Oh, yeah. Okay, oh, I know. I'm going to use my spyglass that says during your attack, gain advantage on one attack. So it's not quite as good as the goggles were back in the previous Gloomhaven, because the goggles you could enhance all of your attacks. But I will do that. I'm going to give myself advantage, and I'm going to use poison again. And I'm going to poison the other guy, the scout, because the guard is already poisoned. And so who am I going to do the advantage on? I'm going to do the advantage on the guard. And the reason being is it's his personal quest to kill the guard. So if I want, I want to at least do the most damage I can to that guy. Alright, but we're going to do our first attack against the scout. So here is his deck. And like I said, I'm not doing advantage on this one. I'm just going to poison the scout. So we drew a -1, and that was unfortunate. But it is a 2 damage attack still, nonetheless. So the scout, where are you? 1, 2 damage, and then he's poisoned, which means he'll take more damage in the future. Then going back up to the guard, this is where I'm going to get the retaliate against me. So here's the first one. We got a +1, and then a -1. So happy about that. We used the +1. So that's now going to be a 4 damage attack, but the poison makes it 5, because the poison adds +1. So we're going to do 5 damage against the guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he only has 3 health left. It would have been nice to finish him off, but just not so. Then the guard is going to do a retaliate 2. So Blink Blade took 2 damage, and that's what caused him to lose his regenerate. Alright, turn is over. Next up is the Bone Shaper and all of the skeletons. So number 1 goes first. It's not going to move. It's going to attack for possibly 2 damage. Exactly 2 damage. So 2 damage to number 1. Hope he's down here. And that became 3 damage because of the poison. Okay. Then number 2 goes, which is this one back here. So he's going to go 1, 2. Then number 3 goes. And number 3 can actually go 2 different ways. But this was the focus, so he's going to move here so he can attack his focus. Actually, it doesn't matter. Like, he could have moved here and attacked his focus, so we get to choose. So I'm going to move him out of the way. So he gets to attack for 2 damage. And that becomes 3, as you recall, because of the poison. And the scout's actually going to die. And it just did. If I could ever click the right button. So this scout just died from another skeleton. And we're not even done. So now we got this chick moving. She tries to do a 3 range attack and can't. Okay, so now we get to do our move. And this is the cool one. Grant one of your summons a loot 1, and then you get to take all the loot. So look at this. Either of these gets to take 2 loot. That was excellent. So she is going to get 1, 2 loot. Alright, and then for the top, grant 3 of your summons an attack with a curse. Now this is the case where I should have moved here because now I could have attacked. I didn't think that far ahead. So I'm just going to bypass this and not burn the card. So we're done. I still think that was a really good turn. After the Bone Shaper is the Drifter. So the Drifter, we got some movement, and then he's going to do a 1 damage attack. I am not attacking the guard. I'm going to actually attack this ice thing, because remember we have to do 12 damage to this thing. So I need to represent that ice thing somehow. And I think they have this thing at the bottom, add NPC object. Whoops. I didn't realize. We're going to remove that. This is the ice. Whatever. All spelled wrong and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So, first things first, this gives me 2 extra movement points. This is going to give me an experience point and 2 extra attack points. So, Drifter gains 1 experience. And then, so we're moving up. I get to move one of these things backwards. Then I'm going to attack, and that's going to be for 3 damage instead of just 1. So the thing I'm going to move backwards is, let's go ahead and move the attack one backwards. No, I can't do that because I had to move backwards after I moved, but before I attacked. So we'll just move the, we'll do the movement one backwards. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, and attack. So I got that, and so it's a 3 damage against the ice whatever. And there she be. Alright, we're at the end of the round. There is only an Algox guard left. Blinkblade still has 1 more fast token, and he will go fast. He needs to kill this guard in order to get credit for his retirement. He needs to kill 2 of them, but he's going to at least get 1 of them here. At least that's the plan. So we got a nice 3 damage attack along with this, which gives him an experience point. I like that, and it's a 20. So we can have him go early, and then we can... Yeah, we'll pick this card, and he'll just use it for basic movement or healing himself, whichever one. So I'm going to punch in 20 for him. The Drifter just needs to do straight up damage. And these are the 2 cards that are left. They're both range attacks, but I could use them for basic attacks, and I probably will. And then if I'm adjacent to exactly 1 enemy, I can move it backwards, which I will be, because that ice thing is considered an enemy to us. So I'm going to put 23 in for the Drifter. Then for my summons, I'm going to go ahead and move 3 spaces myself. We just have wind on the board right now. I'll go ahead and do that. So I got 26. Nope. Hold on. What's the Link Blade's going at 20? We will go at 26. I was trying to decide between 26 and 83. And then the Banner Spear actually has to rest again. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. She has 4 cards burned right now. So do I long rest or not? That's the question. I think I'm not going to long rest. We're at the end. So let's finish this. So here's the card we're going to get rid of. Oh, let's do this one. I like that card, but we'll go ahead and get rid of it. And what's our 2 things we're going to do? Summoning a Banner of Hope sounds cool. Just grabbing a loot sounds cool too. That goes really early. I will go ahead and do this one and that one. I'm not going to get these banners up, although I probably should, because they just give me experience, even if I summon them at the end of the game. You know what? I should. I need to get that last loot, but let's get some banners going. This one grants allies heal oneself, so we're going to get that one in play, and then we'll just play this one, a javelin, and we're going to do 21. We're going to go later than Rapture. Okay, so we'll draw our cards. Go back to the top. The guard goes first, and again, he's going to shield up and retaliate. Now, if you kill him, he doesn't retaliate, just so you know. So Blinkblade is next. The guard has exactly 3 health. We need to kill the guard to get the credit. So we are going to do this for 4 damage, and it's going to wound the guard and give him an experience point. So it puts him to 4 experience points. It's a 4 damage attack. I don't have any way to give myself an advantage, but that's okay. I didn't need it. And that guard was poisoned, so... or he should have been poisoned. I don't know why the poison's... oh, there it is. So... guard is dead. Loot drops. The scenario does not end, because we haven't destroyed the ice yet. Oh, that guard was there. Okay, so a couple of things. He got one of his, so I'm going to grab one of these and put it on the dangerous game, just to show that he is one towards his retirement, because he needs to kill 2 Algox guards. He killed 1. I probably need to put that in his notes. I haven't done that, but I should. But I'll leave that there for now, just to mark it. And then I do get to move. I have a heal 2 self, but I am instead going to move here and just loot. Because I've learned that loot in this game makes the world go round. I think it's very valuable to get as much loot as you can in every mission. Because there's a lot of stuff to build. You need a lot of wood, a lot of materials. So his turn's done. There's nobody left, so we could just go through. So Banner Spear is next. I was going to do this for 2 experience points, so the card is burned. And technically, it's not burned, it's just the banner is placed. So we have this banner here that I just punched out of the socket. I don't have any more blues left. So apparently I overused my blue bases. But this will help everybody to heal at the start of their turn. And I don't even care what the top card is. I'm not attacking anything. Okay, next is the Drifter. So the Drifter is... this is going to move. And this technically moves, even though he's not actually moving anywhere. And I do get to move one backwards, so I'm going to move the attack one backwards. And we're going to do the basic attack. So I get, this is for 2 damage, and then 2 more for 4. So we draw the card, and I drew a null. And I don't think there was anything I could have done about that. Nope. I only have 1 item available for him, and that's just the one that lets me attack something 2 spaces away with melee. So I'm just shuffling his deck real quick because he drew the null. So basically I'm extending the game another round here by not finishing this ice. Alright, so that's done. Last but not least, we have these. Oh, I'm sorry, the priest should have gone actually right now. So priest moves 2, is going to heal somebody 3 spaces away, and it looks like it's going to be the banner spear. The healing's nice, but I mean, I guess when it's the enemy, it's very annoying. Alright, so all these skeletons, they're going to move. And this is considered an enemy, so they will move towards it. So 1, 2, 3, and then Wraith. And they would all heal, by the way, because they're all near the banner. The banners are powerful. It's just that you need to be in a room where you're not always constantly running or moving away. So like if there's ever a Gloomhaven scenario where you're like defending a spot, man oh man, this banner spear is perfect for those type of scenarios. They're not always, the case. Like in this, you're always moving into the next room. Okay, and then here I'm going to move 3. And then here I'm going to grant one of my summons another movement and an attack. So we'll see if any of that reaches anywhere. First of all, I got to move myself 3. 1, 2, 3. And then these guys, it's just not quite enough. So for example, I can give him 2 movement, but he's not able to attack yet. Alright, so that gets us to the end of the round. I'm going to go ahead and hit that. There's no monsters left, so it's really just a free-for-all. And again, it's just, we got to grab loot, etc., etc. So I am currently 3 spaces away with her. I don't have the ability to move 3 spaces. So I'll just play both cards, because that's the only 2 she has left. Punch in 18. Then for the banner spear, I could drop another banner, get another 2 experience points. The issue I have is I want to loot that thing, and I don't know who's going to loot it if she doesn't. But I will go ahead and just play these for now and figure it out later. So I'm going to punch in 6 for her. And I think what I'm going to do is the Blink Blade needs to go slow, so we might as well just move, right? So we're going to move 3. I don't have the ability to heal or to loot, but I can, let's see. The healing is not necessary. I could just move 2. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and put this in at 47. and then the believe it or not, the drifter has to rest again. But this is what's happening. We're running out of cards. So the iterations between rests are getting shorter. And the more cards you burn, or in my case, the more cards you place, the shorter your turns go. We do have a lot of cards. I would like to, so the argument here is I should short rest. Yeah, let's just short rest, because I can just do basic attacks to kill this thing. So we're going to go ahead and grab this one. Gone. Alright, so short rested, and then it doesn't matter what's on the bottom. The drifter is low in health, so we might as well just have him heal himself. And then yeah, this is a range attack. I guess we'll do that one. Basically, the basic attack does more damage than this does, because I don't need to use the loot. Alright, and then that could be a 14. Alright, so we're ready to go. Hit draw cards. Banner Spears first. So we're going to go ahead and drop that banner. Gain 2 experience points. And it doesn't matter what the top says. I'm doing it for the experience points. And the other card's just gone. Yeah, I'm burning the Midnight Oil here. Drifter. I'm going to heal myself for 2. Then we're going to do basic attack for 4. Here's the card. Got a -2, so we only did 2. This ice thing is like lasting forever. He's down to 7. Okay, next up are the skeletons. So number 1 is going to move in and attack for 3 damage. So it's down to 4 health. Number 2, number 3, the Wraith, not enough range. Then we get to do our stuff. So I'm going to move 2 and then grant a summon a move 2. So I'm going to go ahead and move towards that loot and then let the summon move 2. So I think I'm going to just have number 3 move in. And then on this side, I can heal somebody. Sure. Who needs to be healed? Blink Blade is too far away. The Banner Spear, nope, nobody needs to be healed, so we're good. Nothing happens there. Alright, so turn is over, and now Blink Blade goes, and then the Priest, by the way, is going to move 1 space, and then bless themselves, and heal everybody around them. So I'm not going to bother, although we do have an allied deck. See, look. When I saved the game and then left, the allied deck disappeared. So it didn't save, see the ally mod deck right there. That's this thing. So it's supposed to have a bless in it. It did remember what card was drawn last time, so even though it doesn't save the state, it at least remembered what card was drawn. So I at least give it credit that it's not a game-breaking situation. Alright, and then these we don't care. We can heal, we can move. Okay, end round. The Blink Blade has to rest, so I'm going to do 99. We're going to long rest him. The Banner Spear has to rest, and I'm going to short rest the Banner Spear, which means I have one more turn before she goes unconscious. No, I don't have to short rest. I can long rest the Banner Spear. I was thinking the Banner Spear needs to loot. It does not need to loot. The Bone Shaper is the one that's going to short rest, because she has plenty of cards left. So let's short rest her, and then she'll be the one that picks up the loot. So we're going to go ahead and lose this card. Totally fine. And then we're going to play one that lets her move, so she can loot. And then one that lets her summons do an extra attack. So I'm going to punch in 18 for her. Two of them resting. And then the Drifter, I don't even care. I'm just picking 2 cards. And we'll go ahead and punch in 61 for him. I'm telling you, if I was playing with my buddies, I would have just quit by now, because it's like, we got this one. Why are we playing this out? But just for purposes of everything, so the Bone Shaper goes first, so the skeleton is going to attack. I drew a +1, so that's 3 damage. The ice is down to 1 health. This skeleton moves in. This one attacks for 2 damage. And the ice is shattered. That's the end of the mission. Now, technically, the rules say it's the end of the round that this occurs. So everybody gets to take their turn, which all that means is that I'm going to get this last loot with the Bone Shaper. So I will go ahead and do that. And I don't think anybody else was going to get experience. Like, he had nothing to move or attack. So yeah, we're good. Alright, let me pause it real quick so I can see, because what's going to happen is we actually are going to have some end of scenario flavor text, right? So we're going to listen to that. And then I just want to make sure I have all the rules down, because we're not going back to Frosthaven. So we got to stay here, and we're actually going to do another mission, because we're going, we bust a hole in the ice, and we're probably going to go through it and deeper into the passage, into the place they told us we're not allowed to go. And so that means we're going to have to do another mission. And I think for all intents and purposes, I get to reset everything. But what I need to find out is, like, okay, now is this where I draw loot cards? Because the loot cards are different for each mission. And we're at the end of this mission, which should mean we get to draw loot cards. So let me pause, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the good news is that the quick reference on the back of the rulebook tells you everything you need to know in this case. It tells you right here, if the scenario is completed, gain resources from loot cards, gain check marks for achieving battle goals, perk marks for achieving masteries, read the scenario conclusion, gain rewards, gain 4- character inspiration, which I do like that they have it here. I thought that needed to be over here. I gave that feedback earlier in this playthrough series, but it's right there. Update the map, and then, go back to Frosthaven, or play the Link scenario immediately, which is going to be our case. So I like that. So let's do it in order. First thing we're going to do is gain our resources from loot cards. Now, the cool thing is it's all here. The loot deck was already made for us. The thing I don't like is, like, okay, how many loots do I have? I don't get to see that. But thankfully, I kept these tokens next to my characters. So this is the Bone Shaper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And I do need to get out her sheet because we're going to have to write it up. And I know you guys make fun of me because I don't own any pencils. I am writing with pen on everything I do. So here we go. 1. So that's a piece of hide. 2. Another one. 3. Wood. 4. We got a rock root. 5. Now that, according to the scenario, at level 1, is worth 2 coins. So we just got 2. Another lumber. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, sorry. I drew 7, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm counting the gold as 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was exactly 6. What am I missing? There should be 2 hide up here. We drew hide twice. I don't see it up there. That's okay. So Bone Shaper got her loot. Now we move to Banner Spear. Banner Spear had 1. So we're going to go ahead and draw 1 for her. And she got lumber. So we'll go ahead and mark that. Then we go to, so Rapture has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, so 2 coins. I'm also going to add the note that Al Cox Guard 1 is down. Okay, so 2 gold. This is 2. 3. 4. And 2 more gold for 5. Now, I have been using poker chips for gold. I have these poker chips here. I am marking it on their sheet right now, but I think it's just because after this is all said and done, I'll get poker chips for it later. And then last but not least is the Drifter with 2. So let's do 1. And so you can see there's only 7 cards left in the deck, so we're cleaning this sucker out. Alright, so we got a metal and an arrow vine. Alright, done. And so, out of curiosity, there was a treasure chest in here. I'm looking at the loot deck on the scenario sheet. So there were 4 money cards. I think we drew 3 of them. There was another arrow vine, and there was also a treasure chest somewhere in here that we. So like I'm done with the loot, but like there's the money, and there it is, the random item right there. So we didn't get that. That's probably the best item to get, I'm thinking, but who knows? Maybe not. You know, we have a lot of stuff to build back at camp, and then of course we have another mission to do, so we'll be getting more. So now we get check marks for our battle goals and achieving our masteries, and then we'll read the scenario conclusion, and then I'll be wrapping up this video. So we're definitely not moving on. It's really late at night, and I gotta actually work tomorrow, so I'm being bad. Okay, so let's do this. So first off is the Bone Shaper. The Bone Shaper, kill at least 15 of your summons. Didn't happen. Play a summon action on your first turn. Have the summon kill at least 6 enemies and keep it alive. Nope, none of those happened. But the assistant did. Kill an enemy attacked by any of your allies earlier in the same round. That did happen. I wasn't paying as much attention to it as I should have. But basically we do get 1 perk mark. And we got a long way to go before we unlock anything with that. So Bone Shaper is done. I don't know when I'll ever do those masteries. The Banner Spear. I don't think I did that. Like, how do you keep a banner alive and within 3 of you for the entire scenario? Like, this has to be a defensive scenario. Didn't happen. And the battle objective is also gone because she needed to keep her health points up. So next we go to the Drifter, who also didn't get his combat objective. End a scenario with your character token on the last slot of 4 persistent abilities. That didn't happen. That's actually really hard. Never perform a move ability or attack with a value less than 4. And perform at least 1 move or attack ability each round. Ugh. I don't think I did that. That actually requires a lot of dedication to pay attention to. Alright, Mr. Rapture. Declare fast 7 consecutive rounds. Never be targeted. I don't think that was the case. Although the never be targeted is possible with him. Gain 7 or fewer experience points. That is true. So 1, 2 check marks, and he just gained a perk. Do you gain them right away, or do you have to go into town? I think you get it right away. So basically, since we filled up 3, you get to take a perk. So, for example, remove a -2 card. There's a lot of good ones in here. This one's an interesting one. You gain a time card, but you add a -1. I don't like that. Add a +2, a regenerate self, and then a rolling card. Sorry, I'm being so dense. At the start of your first turn each scenario, you may perform move 3. Whenever you would gain immobilize, prevent the condition. That's pretty cool, actually. I don't think that's top tier cool, but it's cool. Replace 2 +1 cards with 2 +2 cards. Like, that's an interesting one. Replace 1 +0 card with 1, it doesn't say. Place this card in your active area. On your next attack, discard this card to add +2 attack, and it's a rolling card. I don't know what that even is. If anybody knows from Board Game Geek or whatever, please let me know. Replace 1 +0 with what? Now, one thing to understand is that he has his own set of cards. So for his combat deck, well, these are reminders of his special skills that you can get through perks. So like at the start of your scenario, you may move 3. Whenever you short rest, yeah. And then if you would gain immobilize. But these are the special cards that you can add, right? So, add a +1 or whatever. So maybe one of these, so like it says replace 1 plus 0 with 1, you know, with 1 what, right? It could be one of these. Like, on your next attack, discard this card. There it is, right there. Oh, it says replace the +0 card with 1, place this, da 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 da. That's the whole card. So that's pretty interesting. And then it's a roller. So when you draw this from your combat deck, you then get to place it, and it's for the rest of the mission. It gives you a +2. Well, you're discarding this card to get a +2, but for the rest of the mission, you have it. It's an interesting card. I like what he's doing with, these cards are a lot more interesting than, like this one's a -1, but you gain time. Like that's quite a, I don't know, you have to really value time to want to do that. I love this, that it's a +2 and it's a regenerate self, and it's a roller. I mean, this is an amazing one. I like it. I like the Pizza Steve. So which one do I take? Well, if you've watched my Stars of Icarios or any of my Gloomhaven playthroughs, I always remove the negative cards first. It is, no matter how good these other cards are, I remove the negative ones. So I am removing a -2 from his deck. Because -2s suck. When do you ever want to draw one of those? Never. So I'm going to take it out of his deck. And then we never have to deal with it ever again. Alright. If I'm doing this, like if I had to go back to Frosthaven to do the perks, please let me know. I can't remember, and I could try to sift through the rules for that, but I seem to remember that the moment that you're resolving your check marks is the moment you get to do your perks. So really glad that somebody is at least doing their job and getting perk points. So that's the case there. Now we get to the end, and let's do the let's play the text, and let's get this thing done. Now, one other thing I actually want to pay attention to: we are for sure not leveling up while we're out. We only do that when we're back in town. That much I do know. However, the Bone Shaper here gains 6 experience points, and then you're going to get 6 more because of the mission. So I do want to get that captured, because I think once we move on to the next scenario, like a lot of this stuff is gonna get wiped out. So here you can see 6 experience points, and then we get 6 more from the mission. And that's just bonus. So I'm gonna just do. I have 12 right now, and I'm just gonna write down a +12 more. So that's all I'm going to do with her. The Banner Spear gets 7 plus 6 is 13 more. And what's funny is she has 13 right now, so I'm doing 13 plus 13. It wasn't intentional, but it's working out that way. The Blink Blade has 12 and is going to get 10 more. And then the Drifter has 10, and has 14, and is going to get 16 more. So I'm just going to write all that down. And yeah, some people are going to be leveling up because, well, no, hold on a second. You need like 45 experience to level up. So even with this, I mean, he's at 30. It's not quite there. Although one more mission is probably going to do the trick. So, okay, I got that copied. Anything else I need to do here? So what's going to happen is we hit the end. So I'm going to hit 77.3, and then what it's going to do is it's going to open a new section. So I'm going to say, yep, and what did it do? I don't think it did anything. It's just basically recording that we finished the mission. Alright, so let me get out of this. And, yep, it's my son and his homecoming dance.
The ice barrier shatters with a great ear-splitting crack, and you look down through the hole to a chamber far below. A stone floor covered in strange runic symbols and a spiral of pedestals radiating out from its center. Sky Hall, it would seem. However, it's much too far to simply jump.
Finally it's open.
You turn to see the Olgox you rescued staring forward. She lifts her gnarled staff and nods with a confident, satisfied frown.
Those foul ice speakers cannot hope to keep this mountain now.
She bends down and grabs a handful of snow, testing it between her fingers. Satisfied, she brings it to her face and whispers. The white powder flies from her hand and swirls around her. Whirling like a miniature storm, the snow lifts her off the ground and carries her gently down through the hole.
Are you coming?
The Olgox calls to you from below.
Plenty more ice speakers to kill.
On cue, the snow around you swirls into a great eddy of white and lifts you like a leaf, carrying you down through the opening just like the Olgox. As you float down, you get a grand view of the majestic open cavern that must be the Sky Hall. It is a circular layout of stone seats with a raised platform in the center that holds an ornate altar. The priest is doing something at the altar, perhaps praying when you land, but she quickly turns and introduces herself as Lamprel, explaining the situation.
Pleasure to meet you, Warlord.
According to her, this mountain, Snowscorn, is a site of great religious significance to all Olgox. However, the clans in the area are divided into two rival factions who disagree violently over how to communicate with their god. The Snow Speakers, led by the priest in front of you, believe their god speaks to them through the snow falling from the heavens, while the Ice Speakers, or Dirt Lovers, claim to commune with divinity through the ice that emerges from the ground below. Currently, the Ice Speakers inhabit the mountain, but when their war party went out to attack Frosthaven and returned battle-weary, the Snow Speakers used the opening to launch an attack of their own.
But there is no more time for speech. The battle must be raging in the mountain's heart, so if you want my help, we must head there with all haste.
She says decisively. With that, the Snow Speaker chieftain turns and moves to a tunnel leading deeper into the mountain. You're not sure which side you should take here, but you know this information is valuable. If you can help turn the tide in the Snow Speaker's favor, you might be able to broker a truce with the victors. You follow the shaman deeper into the mountain, wondering whether this is what Safa had in mind.
Okay, I fully confess I was reading other stuff and looking at my stickers and and so I apologize if I moved my headset too far away and you weren't able to hear it as well. But basically we went down into the hole like I predicted, and she used some kind of magic to get us down there. Let's talk about a few things. The scenario itself, we still have to open it up, and this conclusion is of course what we just went through, and everybody's getting another check mark, which is cool. Then I have to place a map overlay sticker W on the map and location W, which is M7, and then the scenario 4 is a chain scenario, so we have to go there, and we locked out scenario 3 because I think what we did is we chose to go to scenario 2. So scenario 3 is locked out. Alright, so what we have here, besides a failure to communicate, is, so this is all of our scenarios. 0 we didn't do because we didn't have to. We started in 1, and you can see 1 unlocked 2 and 3. So we went to 2, which then unlocked 4. but 3 is going to be locked out, so I got to put a locked out symbol here. And then 4, as you can see, looks like there's a boss here. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff that's being unlocked from 4. I may have gotten a little ahead of myself there. So then the question is where the heck are these stickers? Here we go. I do have some things laying off to the side here. So for example, I have outpost stickers. I'm probably not supposed to read these yet, but these are, it looks like they're new rules that are going to be added to the game. Obviously, I will only do that whenever I'm told. And here's some more new rules added to the game. And then, of course, we have all this. And I think these are the lockout tokens, if I remember correctly. Everything else looks like it's just, enhancements to things. Oh no, here they are. Right here. Scenario lockout stickers. So we grab one of these. And based on the scenario doodad, I can take number 3 and put it like this. So basically all that's saying then is if we ever come back and relook at this, years later, and the archaeologists, dig it up, they're going to figure out that I chose to do scenario 2 and not scenario 3. So we're good to go there. Now, as for the map, they're telling me that I need to put a W. I have no idea what the heck that means. It says M7. I see M. I'm looking for 7. Oh, right here. There's a W there. Nope, that's not it. That one. See, that's a W. Okay, well that makes the W makes more sense now. I have this sticker here, and I don't know exactly where to put it. I mean, it's a number 4, and there's no number 4 on the board. I do see... Oh, here it is. There's a W right here. Look at that. Holy cow, that's a big W. I should be using the reusable stickers. I bought those dang things. Alright, so this sticker, it comes in multiple pieces. So we have this bottom piece. Ay, ay, ay. This is stressful. Where does that go? Alright. Let's grab the other piece. Alright, so this is called W. And you can see like some of the road up here. Like I don't know exactly where to put this. There's some forest there, right? That actually looks really good. So we'll try that. And then the bottom piece. See, there's a 6 here. I don't want to cover up that 6. And there she be. So, pretty cool if you ask me. So now we're going into 4, and then you can see there's like a whole bunch of caverns underneath that hillside. All right. I can't argue with that. And then of course we unlocked number 4, which is going to be this. A Heart of Ice. Alright. My sticker skills could use some improving, that's for sure. I don't know why, but this type of activity is part of what I love about this game. It's silly. This sticker board that we're using is way too big. I fully understand all the criticisms, and I even share those criticisms. But I love the advent calendar that comes with this. Like, I don't know, like when people talk about like what makes Gloomhaven a good game, it's not just a game, it's a legacy game. And legacy games are pretty insane in terms of like what they can do. And like back when the Risk Legacy first came out, that was pretty innovative back in its time. And I know a lot of people have done some similar things since then, and the whole concept of ripping up components and just throwing them away, I mean, it still sends shock through the community. But this has it, and it's so epic. And I know there's other games that do this, don't get me wrong, but it's what makes this game a notch up. Like the card play and the way the scenarios go. I beat this mission, but I was challenged. My mind was going on all cylinders. I didn't accomplish every objective I set out to do. Like it was fulfilling, even though I easily beat it because I'm a Gloomhaven player, so these missions aren't going to be super hard in the beginning. But it was fulfilling to me, like satisfying. And then if that was all this game was, I think it's open to be like criticized a bit more. But it's not just that. I mean, he goes on this insanity path of having these stickers and these advent calendars, and I mean, that's the part that just, I don't know, it's a labor of love. The dude, Isaac, I think his name is, that designed this, he's just insanity at another level. I have other games made by him. Forge War, which I actually did enjoy playing. Maybe one day I'll show you that game. But it's a very early game, so like earlier in his career. It doesn't have all this insanity. It's just a fun game. This one is just another notch. And I think it's because of those extra notches and the legacy component of it, that's what makes me really enjoy this. I'm playing 4 characters. I already want to know how those other 2 that are like. And they're going to be very different to play. The dynamics of them are going to be different. Like, that's the thing that it makes this so much fun, is like, I want to know what those other 2 are like. And someday I'm going to find out, because these guys are going to retire. I can't say enough good about it. Now, is this different than Gloomhaven enough to justify? It's probably not. The outpost phase is, we've only done it one time so far, and I enjoyed it, even though I stumbled through the rules. This is Gloomhaven 2.0. I mean, there's no arguing that. But the thing is if you have something that you really enjoy, I want to do more of it. I mean, it's like going on a cruise to the Caribbean, and yeah, you had a good time, and then somebody says, well, do you want to go again? And you'll be like, oh, nope, did it once, I don't need to do it anymore. I mean, come on. It's the Caribbean. I mean, go again, and you'll have a good time the second time too. That's what this is like. This is like a cruise in the Caribbean. The first time was great. The second time's also great. it's different. You're going to different stops maybe, at the same time, some people will tell you, hey, I've cruised 4 times in the last 5 years. I want to go somewhere different. And I can see that happening as well. Hey, I'm done with Gloomhaven. But I'm personally not done. My biggest and only gripe is that it took 3 videos to get through each scenario so far. And I don't see that getting any shorter. And so that means it's going to be sometime next year before I finish playing this game. Um, uh, I'm having fun though. I mean, so for now, I'm okay with it. And Stars of Icario scratches this itch, by the way. It's very similar, um, but this game is much deeper than Stars of Icario's, which is part of the reason why Stars is underneath this table and Frosthaven's on top of it. Um, uh, the only problem I had with Stars is the bad timing of this game arriving, and the other ones that we've been playing. Right? I had a playthrough of Stars going, and I was enjoying it. But yeah, I got these other games out and put that one away, and now it's going to stay there probably. Anyways, I'm having a blast. That's all I'm trying to say. I will see you in scenario 4. As always, stay awesome and stay healthy and safe.